This week we're doing reverse DLR and DLR. So machine's doing DLR, I'm doing reverse DLR. So, alright man. So we're going to show you guys how to get into reverse DLR first. So maybe I'm in DLR, he straightens that, he stuffs this, and he starts to knee slice. So I want to bring my leg, if I keep my leg flat to the ground like this, he's just going to slice through. So I want to bring my leg up, and I want to hook. So this is our DLR hook, and this is a reverse side, because our standard DLR is on this side, right? And DLR doesn't mean I have to put this one here. It just means that this is DLR hook. So as he starts passing, I bring my foot up, and I'm there, and I catch it. My right foot is going to be in a couple different positions, either right here on the thigh. If I'm longer, it can go, or if he's pressuring in, I can go right here onto the hip, right? But ultimately, I want to be wrapped around. If I'm flat on my back, right, I can't put this hook in. I have to be on my side, tilting, and then he's going to bend a little bit, and I'm going to be loaded. So my right hand, so that's my right foot. My right hand can be on the ankle. It can be hugging my own shin. It could be underhooking or hugging my own shin when I'm underhooked. So it doesn't matter what you do. But for this demonstration, we'll just do an overhook like this, right? Because you can do anything else you want. My left foot depends on how far he is. If he's lower, right, I can put this on the shoulder. I can put it on the hip. If he's really low, which I think if he's shorter, I can go knee shield, right? I can put anywhere I want to. I can put it on his chest, on his stomach. My left hand is going to go on his shoulder, armpit. If he's low, I can go to the far side armpit. I could frame against his neck, under his chin, right? But those are a little bit mean, right? I'm just creating space and distance control, right? So that's an important thing. So your partner comes in, even if he's like starting open guard and he starts to slice in, I'm going to catch that and I'm hooking through. If your leg is longer, it just means you're going to be more straight, and that's fine, because if you're bent and you have a really long shin, it's going to come out here. So just extend it a little bit like this, and then I can go here, and he starts coming in. I can frame and just play around with your foot position in your hand. And I want you to go with both sides. So he comes in on this side, right? I'm hooking tight and framing, and then I extend, and then he comes back in, right? He can go the other side, in, back in. I just want to get used to hooking this leg around. You could be more straight, you could be more bent, right? Now, go ahead and go on the bottom. The top person is never going to be just like this, right? So there's usually 4 things that he can do. One is I'm completely bladed, right? So I might be like this, where he can't reach anything on this side. I might be standing up straight, right? Square. I might be posted on this foot and pressuring in. Or I might have my foot down and I'm kind of like in this orientation. Just remember that this foot, this hand, it's about distance control, right? So if he can keep me away, it's better for him. But the more pressure he starts to put in and he gets chest to chest, he's gonna go like forearm, underhook, controlling this top leg. Just remember that this side here is your distance control. This isn't, this just stops you from getting knee sliced, and it keeps your hook nice and tight. And you'll notice that even though Artem is taller, he's just bending and he's still on my hip. So whether he's out here or he's bending, he's just following. So the drill we're gonna do is, I just want you to come in, start the pass, and then he puts in that reverse DLR hook, and then he has a grip. His foot he can put anywhere he wants, and then he can start framing whatever side, okay? And I just want you to do like entries on both sides. Just get comfortable getting that reverse DLR hook in, and then we'll go top bottom. We'll go like 2 minutes and 2 minutes like that, okay? Any questions? All right, 1, 2, 3. DLR, and he's kind of stepping back, right? That he's bladed. So it's a little bit hard for me to roll to take his back because he's so far. I can't grab that leg. The reverse tripod sweep is a little bit far. Maybe I can catch it, but I don't have enough of my leg. So what we'll do is we're gonna go for, you can always go for like your hip high sweep, where we went this one, we can go for sit-up guard, but we're gonna do the split sweep. So from here, we're gonna pendulum this leg, and I wanna basically transfer to my left knee. So we're here, I pendulum, and I transfer here. My right leg comes back, I'm gonna bring my hips up, and now I'm gonna pull this back to go for a sweep. So because we have no control over that far leg, we have to focus on here. And I'm not worried about sitting up because usually when you sit up in a tighter position, right, come down, Artem? Yeah, if you sit up here, he's just gonna slice you through. But because he's so far bladed, you don't have to really worry about that. And we don't really have much distance control. He's just so far back, he doesn't want to engage, right? So we pendulum this leg, we sit up, and we bend. So here, pendulum, and bend. That's all we're doing. And then once you're ready, we kick. Here, I elevate, I pull, and then I can start going for my knee slides. So I'll do one more without walking. So, reverse del Hiva, he's far, he's bladed. It doesn't really make sense for me to do anything over there. I'm gonna pendulum, sit up, and I'm here. I'm looking up. If I'm here, this is guillotine territory, but I'm low. So there's no, you don't have to really come down for that. I post, I lift, and then I pull his heel forward. Very similar to a foot sweep, and then pressure. Gonna come up. Okay, any questions? So that split sweep from bladed to reverse del Hiva. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So he's here, right? His knee's a little bit bent, but he's more like square. Step a little closer. Even more. Yeah. So now he's square with me. And the reason why it's important, because even if his foot is past the point where I can reach, it's still bladed, right? If he steps back just one here, it's bladed to me. It doesn't make sense, I can't reach, right? But if he's closer, anything I can do by underhooking, I can sweep, I can load myself up, I can even go for like arm drag variations, going overhead sweeps. So for the standard one, we're just gonna do a reverse tripod. The biggest mistake you can do is just by blocking this and then pushing. Look at how my leg is fully extended and my leg here is almost fully extended. So I don't have much, that's all I have. So what you should do is keep this foot on the hip, right? I told you can go here, here, chest, whatever, and we're gonna bring our hips up like this, really high. Now I block, and look at how much ability. I can just kick, and then come up. So what I'm doing is, once I, see right there? So I'm kicking, and I'm coming up like this. My hand is still on that ankle, and I'm pushing it down as I come up. Because I don't want him to keep this in. So I push it down as I come up, and I start to pin. Then I can go for my underhook, and fire. So he's close, which means it's easy. But if I'm just here, if he resists, right, that's it. But if he resists this one, right, I can go. I'm pinning and I'm driving. You have to elevate your hips. And the level of elevation depends on you. You can just go here, where my butt's up in the air, and I'm blocking. The better option is shoulder, my left shoulder's up in the air, and now I'm really closer to him. Now I push and I pull, and I'm starting to step back with my right hand. I push, I come up, I pin this to the ground. Once I clear that hook, I can go for my underhook, and then I start to fight. I'll do one without talking. Sorry, Adam. So here, elevating here, or elevating here, right? Blocking, pushing it down, and pinning. You can stop here, or you can continue your pass. You can start from here, or stop body control, and then pass. So this is a reverse tripod from a square stance. Okay? Any questions? Alright, 1, 2, 3. So the difference with the posted foot is that he's driving into me with his weight, right? So when your partner has a lot of this weight, it's hard to just extend them out, right? It might be easy but you might have some difficulties depending on how far this knee is. So whenever you're in this position, it's all about distance control. Because the moment he starts to grab my head with his left arm and close the distance, now we're flying halfward, and then he's gonna knee slice me. So the closer they are, the more important your frames are. So whether you're here, right? The problem is that once he starts driving, go ahead, I can't put my foot on the hip anymore. It's mainly this, or I can go foot to foot, right? If you can reach up here, that's fine. You can go ribs, hip, but sometimes this is just a little bit close. And I'm hugging. And another thing is when they're loaded on you, my right leg cannot touch the ground. The moment my right leg touches the ground, now I don't have a solid hook anymore. And he can just blow through and knee slice. So that's why I keep it elevated here. And I'm hugging. It's the same position, like if he stands up, same position. But I'm just, as he starts driving in, I'm loading my knee onto my bicep, right? So what do we do in this position? So since we're kind of like one piece and he's loaded onto me, pushing him away is gonna be hard. Unless I can create space, go here, and then I can push, but really, that's as far as I can go. And he still feels loaded. So you're gonna bring him this way. Anytime that they're loaded on you, you can pull him and you can extend him up, right? Same thing, we can go like 2-on-1 and elevate him up. I can go an underhook and I can elevate him up and start to go out the back door. I can go hand on the armpit. This will help a little bit to elevate, or you can go, so like this, or you can go foot to foot. Here, like this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna elevate here. Then my left foot now can reach, and we're just gonna go to standard del hiva. My right foot goes on the inside, and then I hip up, and I rotate. So now I'm in standard del hiva. The other options you have from this position, right, is you're kicking up, right? You can come up for your single leg, right? You can extend back, and then once his hand touches the ground, you can start to scoot out the back door and go for like your back takes. So you have a lot of options. But for this one, let's say we're not as comfortable, and we're just gonna go to del hiva. So don't allow your foot to be in there. I just want you to use your hand and pushing and pulling with that hook. So you can either push here, here, or go foot to foot. You're gonna elevate your partner up, put your left foot on the hip, and now we're gonna go right foot on the thigh, switch, del hiva. And this is a nice drill. He starts to knee slice, right? I put this in. He's putting pressure and he's posting. I'm gonna go foot to foot. I elevate. 1, 2, and switch. He goes again. He knee slices, right? I can go, keep this one in the air, just go armpit. 1, 2, and switch. Go again. Slice. This is a nice drill, right? Whether your hook is strong enough to go, or you need to go foot to foot, just keep that in mind. Whatever's more comfortable for you, right? I could plant this, elevate, and then go. Take it one more time. Again. Elevate, foot, and del hiva. Okay? So it's a nice drill. This should be real quick. Any questions? All right, 1, 2, 3.